Hello, class. Yesterday you did an awesome job using similes and metaphors. Today we're going to talk about two other kinds of figurative language. We're going to talk about hyperboles and onomatopoeias. I know those words sound super crazy and hard, but don't worry, they're not as hard as they seem. So we're going to start with hyperboles. So a hyperbole, it's basically just an exaggeration. That's all it is. So for example, you could say, the extra point kick missed by a mile. Even though if you look at the picture, obviously that's not a mile, right? Few feet, we know our measurement. Some other examples of hyperboles, which remember, just exaggerations. This is the worst day of my life. There's probably been worse days, right? Or, my dad will kill me when he comes home. You'll probably be in trouble, but I don't think he'll kill you. I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. That's a little crazy, right? We've all been there before, but not a horse. It's impossible to complete this puzzle. It's probably very hard, but definitely not impossible. Next Friday is never going to arrive. Sometimes I feel that way when the week feels so long, but obviously that's a hyperbole. It is going to arrive. So that's one type of figurative language that you'll add into your stories today. You'll add a hyperbole. You will also add an onomatopoeia. I know that word is super big and confusing, but all it is a word that sounds like the noise it's describing or sounds like the action it's describing. For example, the jet zoomed across the sky. That word zoomed, it actually sounds like what's happening. It sounds like something is zooming. It's kind of a funny thing. The word sounds like what it is. Some other examples of onomatopoeias. For example, crash. Kind of sounds like something's crashing. Or bam, zoom, boom. Oh, splash, kaboom. See how these all kind of sound like what they are? These are a little bit weird, right? The word is making the noise of what it's doing. Complicated a little bit, but that's all right. We're going to try our best with onomatopoeias. So I went ahead into my story and added a hyperbole and an onomatopoeia. Let me show you how I did that. So I went back. Yesterday I added a simile and a metaphor to my beginning. So I decided I would look at the middle of my story and kind of check out how I could make that a little bit better. So if you look at the highlighted part, I'll reread it from the beginning. I immediately jumped out of bed. Bam! My feet hit against the hard floor. So right there, I just used an onomatopoeia. Bam! That word sounds like what happened. Bam! I yelled so loudly. Ah! I can't believe it's 8:10. How did I oversleep? No one was home, but I just kept yelling anyway. Ah! This was the worst morning ever. Hyperbole. Definitely not the worst morning ever. I wasn't sick, right? I was healthy. I was okay. I was just running late. But to me, in that moment, it felt so bad that I can use that hyperbole to describe it. So today, when you go back, you will go look at your drafts and you will add one hyperbole and one onomatopoeia. Of course, you can add more if you'd like to, but make sure to at least do that somewhere in your draft. I can't wait to read your drafts.